but you use your W-2 income to give you that foundation. In a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road, as you get that foundation, but you're doing it, you're not saying that you're actually doing it. Now we see how much we save in taxes. Now we kind of understand with money the IRS is paying us how to grow our business. Then allows us then to spend that money that we're making from the IRS on marketing, on branding, on running Facebook ads. And that allows us to, on mentorship, which I strongly recommend anybody do, mentorship. I pay them $60,000 a year. I got 3 other mentors. I pay about $110,000 a year just a mentorship. And it has helped me dramatically. And it's a tax write-off. So I would definitely say mentorship in some way and how paid mentorship, because when you pay a person, they want to deliver. They want to fulfill compared to being for free. But yeah.
So real quick, Mario, and appreciate that insight too. So like just to even get, so say, all right, I set up the structure, the strategy, and I'm getting going on the speed. So like just to get going and from all of the things that you mentioned, right? So how I'm envisioning and put me in the pocket if I'm out from the things that I'm saying, because I want to make sure, one, I stay in scope of what you're talking about, but two, that I'm seeing and getting to understanding and providing clarity and emphasizing your point. But like, so say I've done those things, I have the bank account set up. So are you saying like you can start using your own money, feed the business account, pay all your bills and expenses out of that business account, so then that way you're able to justify that there's income of some sort coming in? Like the bank and the IRS, they don't necessarily have to know that you're using like your W-2 money, right? But when you're writing that off or trying to apply for something like a loan through the bank or whatever, they're able to see that there's activity going into that. And that's how you start kind of building from there, if I'm understanding you correctly.
Yes, 100%. Like that's how you use your W-2 income to fund your business. First you structure it. So again, you got to have an LLC and you got to have an EIN number, right? So then you open up a merchant account, I would say through Stripe, and then have your business bill you personally for activities, because a business charges anybody. Like my business charges me for stuff, right? So like it's a business, it's not a person, it's a business. So to your point, now you're able to show income, and it's business income. It's not like you personally are giving your business money. It doesn't work like that. It has to be income. So now because you're invoicing, so it's transactions. So if they want to be scrutinized, they'll ask for your Stripe information. So it's showing that the business is invoicing and a person is paying you. So it's showing that. So yes. And then like I said, from a tax deduction standpoint, that then allows you to use the tax code to your advantage, because now all of your basic bills that you're paying, you're now able to write it off. If you're just I'm not saying just, but if you're a W-2 employee and that's that, your gas, your electricity, your cable, you ain't writing none of that off. But if it's business and it's a business expense, because your office and your house is a write-off, because you cannot work unless you have an office.
Right.
So everything associated with an office is a write-off. So literally just to get, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, because I would say do business to actually make money down the road, not do it for 2 or 3 years to get more write-offs. But like literally just by having a business, the IRS is going to give you more money because everything's a write-off. If a person spends $15,000 between gas, groceries, cable, whatever the case may be, that's $15,000 of write-offs. $15,000 of write-offs in the 22% tax bracket, that's $3,400 a year of money the IRS gives you for doing the same thing you're doing now.
And then you're saying just take that, ideally that refund that you would get from those write-offs and then just pretty much reinvest it back into the business and keep that cycle going again.
There you go. It's free money. It's free money. And like I said, it also gives you time to see what works and what doesn't work. Right. So I might say, hey, I need to do Facebook advertising, and I spend $2,000 or $3,000 a year on Facebook advertising. Really, I should have did TikTok advertising. But it kind of gives me that runway of money that the IRS basically gave me. Or do a mentorship. And I recommend people paying for mentorships. Like that's the way to learn from other people's mistakes and scale the quickest. Mentors, they are expensive, and people just don't have the 10, 15, 20,000. Like I do mentorship. My mentorship's 15,000. Like people don't have that. So or go to YouTube University. That's a free way. But yeah.
Hey Mario.
Yes.
Mario, I want you to be like a little bit like the wrong word is humble, but the big word is everybody ain't got it like you got it, my nigga. So when you start throwing out these numbers and shit, it's not the same for everybody in the world. You feel me?
Well, I'm just speaking from my experience. I don't know people's situation.
I know. Come on, man. You're my friend. I know. But I was saying like the 15,000, the 20,000 or this way or that way, motherfuckers ain't living like that. You the guy that know, and I'm not. I think you're giving a whole lot of game right now. I ain't knocking it, but I'm just saying think about that too a little bit, please, for me, for your boy. If you got 100,000, if you make it 20, is that ain't the world though.
Me and you might see the world different, but it's plenty of people.
Yeah,
So okay, so Fonzo, I had a person come to my office 5 weeks ago that was a sous chef making $25,000 a year. He found a way to do a $10,000 mentorship with a chef that he saw on Instagram.
I respect that. My bad. Check
No,
me
no,
if
no.
you. If I need to check me.
No. So I'm saying is like when if a person values something, they'll find ways to get the money. Like when you bought a house, when the person buys a house, they don't have all the money, but they find a way. So like
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So what I just know from my experience, and I'm not the biggest and baddest, but like if I would have known, and if I did paid mentorship 3 or 4 years ago or 10 years ago compared to what I'm doing the last 3 years, like I would have had way more knowledge, more business acumen, and way more clients, and then way more assets because of it. So I just know from experience,
I
like
got you.
me
I got
learning and helping people, but then having a mentorship to kind of give me the bumps to roll. Like so,
Yeah,
okay. So example, like me, like you guys may or may not know, but I bought a semi truck 3 years ago. This is very important. Why I said mentorship is key. So I bought a semi truck because I saw YouTube University. I had 3 clients that bragged about their semi trucks. I said, okay, I could buy a semi truck. I'm able to write it off in 1 year. So I was able to get the write off. I'm going to hire a driver. It's going to be like a 70-30 split. And then, it'll be cool. It's been 3 years. My truck has been on the road for about 4 months. But between the 52,000 I bought in the truck and basically all the repairs, all the licenses, I'm about $80,000 into the truck, and I maybe got about $4,000 back. Looking
Right.
back at it, it was a stupid financial decision. If I would have had a mentor to kind of walk me through the pros and cons, actually who lived it, or could give me examples or maybe help me through the process, then that $5,000 or $10,000 of mentorship is way worth me being down 70,000.
This conversation is worth gold in everybody that's listening to you because you know what you're talking about. I ain't on that. I'm just saying when you saying just now, you just did it again. You saying most motherfuckers can't buy a $50,000 truck.
You don't know what people can buy though, Fonzo. You have no idea.
I don't.
Okay. So again, it's like and I never want to short side a person, right? I don't know.
How about I just apologize then? You right. Go ahead.
Gentlemen, I want to make sure we stay in scope. Couple things. This is all good information and dope insight. I want to make sure we being respectful of the time though, because I know we had started at 5 and 6:18. Do you like have?
I'm good. Yeah, nah, I'm good.
I'm gonna call you when we done with this. We definitely good. I just was thinking like when someone speaks from whatever level they are, it's not like that for the world. And I don't want to disrespect. You was also right about that. I don't want to disrespect the other gentleman on the phone call either. But I feel like I don't know. Maybe that's projection. Maybe I'm fucking up. Maybe that's me. I might fucked up.
No, I get what you're saying, Fonz. It makes sense. Like basically, like we might be speaking a different language with numbers he talking versus where everybody might be working with. And to Mario's point too, you don't know what people got in their pockets. But
Yeah, I don't, and I don't want to judge them niggas. Yeah.
On the flip side of it, it might be math and numbers can be intimidating to some people. I mean, I've talked with a couple individuals that are on the meeting that when there's been times where Mario might throw some numbers out there, they kind of like what like that ain't my language. You know what I'm saying? To another person on the line that's on here now, they literally said in the chat like, "Don't let numbers scare you," right? So
yeah.
I think it is important that we look at both sides of that, right?
Bottom line, you right too, but bottom line is he know what he talking about. It ain't like he lying to anybody. He giving game right now. A lot of game that costs more money than we can pay.
Yeah. Facts.
Get back to it, Mario. My bad, homie. I just felt the way I want to say that to you. I'm sorry. Get back to the game.
So question, Mario. So okay, you got your LLC, your business structure going. You got the strategy. You got the speed. You start following like those little steps to get the ball rolling and moving. Where you might start seeing like you taking advantage of the tax codes and the deductions. You start seeing maybe like some refunds, you reinvest into your company. Now, like what from your perspective would you see as far as like I'm making some things happen with the company as far as with those refunds and all. How would you advise or suggest like that be reinvested in when you start branching out with your businesses and all if you're able to speak to that?
Yeah. So the biggest investment is always in yourself. So I'm hypocritical by saying this because I make 80 to 85% of all my money through the stock market, right? And then doing financial planning. So I am being hypocritical when I say this. So I make money when people invest in the stock market through me. But just because of taxes and because of business, I would say you want to continue to reinvest in the company. Because if I have let's say for the year I have an extra $5,000 say and I can have and I can do something with. If I put $5,000 in the stock, if that stock goes up or down, the IRS will not pay me for that. They'll charge me if it goes up and I sell it because I got to pay capital gains, but the IRS is not giving me a write-off. Compared to if I take that same $5,000, use that for marketing, for Facebook ads. I would say all digital too, you guys. Don't do any paper marketing. It's old. No Facebook ads. I'm hiring a automation specialist with me and Will talked about. I could talk about it again. Hiring an automation specialist, paying them $5,000 for the year, where they're going to basically automate your business, automate your system, so you now have more time because time is money out your day to run your business more effectively. Like that's what I would recommend. I would not recommend a person until they have a lot of stuff going for them to actually invest in stocks. It just doesn't make any financial sense retirement wise, IRS wise, and then also like to be honest, if I have so the stock market on average makes 10% a year. So if I got $5,000, if I'm average, I made $500. But the average investor makes about 4% because they do the wrong thing. They sell low and they buy high. When everything is going good, the stock market, they think it's the time to buy. It's the time to sell. When everything is going wrong with the stock market, nobody wants to touch it. So they do worse than the stock market anyways. It's just human nature. So when you do that, if your money goes down, the IRS is not going to give you money back for it.